Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Daytona International Speedway for the first race in the 2021 FBRL Napa Truck Series. On pole is defending Sony Cup Series champion Luke Martin, driving for Breeding Enterprises, with S3 Motorsports' Kyle Springer replacing 2019 Napa Pro Series champ Samuel England on the outside row. Blake Warren jumps over from Flipside Motorsports to Breeding Enterprises. He starts in row 3 with teammate Larry Hagan to his outside. Joseph Shrigley Racing will run on a part-time basis. Ryan Griffin is in that truck here today. New driver behind the wheel of the number 70 for Anj Auto. It's Gatlin Downey taking over for 2020 Series champ Austin Murray. Teammate Ryan Butcher returning, 3 career wins for Butcher, the most out of any driver in the Napa Truck Series. We're on tap for 80 laps of action here today. Jeff James in the 34 for Tommy Roberts, as Tyler Black jumps over to Single Z Racing to drive their number 77 Ford. Flipside Motorsports, you just saw one of their trucks, the 18 of Francois Chastain. They've made the switch from Chevy to Toyota. We'll see how that fares for them this year. Griffin Label McDermott going to run full-time for S3 Motorsports. Team Velocity running 3 trucks full-time this year. Andrew Rich is the highest qualifying one. All of them made their way in on speed, as Jordan Fisher drives the truck that won this race last year. Cody Goforth, part-time master for Anj Auto last year. He's going to be running full-time for Single Z Racing this year. There you see Sebastian Kukulon entering his 3rd full-time Napa Truck Series season. Jordan Presto's on his outside. Ian Brandt, Boston Jones in the next row. There you see Joshua Michaels in the 32. How about Malik Nevins in the 35? Ran the first couple races last year, won a race, left Diego Yepes Incorporated. He's back to run full-time this year with Gatlin Downey Incorporated. AJ Jones back in the number 12 for Young Motorsports. His teammate, the number 57 of Christopher Jones. Kyle Collins won at Willow Springs for Breeding Enterprises. He'll be driving in several races for Team Velocity this year. Aria Carmona ran 2 races for Dytek, got a top 10 at IRP. She's running full-time for Flipside. You see Zachary Bilson jumping from Single Z to Crossroads. Bob Burns in the 81 machine. His team, the 66 driven by Nick Breeding, did not make the show. Chase Dunbar, Samet Oskin, and then in the final row, James Ellison and Brett Houck, who failed pre-race inspection. Let's take you guys trackside for the most famous words in motorsports as we kick off the 2021 Napa Truck Series season.
I have never been more excited to say 4 words. Drivers, start your engines!
The pace car will lead them off of pit road as we get ready for the first race in the 2021 season for the FBRL Napa Truck Series. Luke Martin on the pole, coming off his Sony Cup Series championship. Luke Martin not skipping a beat. He's ready to go win another championship here in the Napa Truck Series, and he's hoping he can do it with Breeding Enterprises. To his outside, you've got Kyle Springer moving over from TJ Smith Incorporated to S3 Motorsports, looking to find his groove, maybe get into victory lane. It's his 3rd season in the Napa Truck Series. We've expanded the season to 22 races from 20. The point system has changed dramatically, valuing wins, top 3s, top 5s, top 10s even more. Consistency, finishing inside the top 10 consistently. Those will be the keys to winning the championship in the Napa Truck Series this season. And without defending champion Austin Murray in the mix, it'll be interesting to see if anybody can back up his winless championship performance. Pace car is going to lead him off of turn 4. 80 laps of action around the 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway. Pit windows right around halfway. We'll see what kind of strategy we get out of the field. Pace trucks down pit road, leading him to the green. Defending Sony Cup Series champion Luke Martin. Green flag is out, and we're underway at Daytona. Kyle Springer, with the start of a lifetime, gets the lead from the top and jumps straight down to the bottom. All 40 trucks took to the track and hit the green without issue. Leading laps no longer gives you bonus points in the Napa Truck Series. Well, it didn't last year anyway. A little rusty, guys, a little rusty. Lap 1 complete, though. It'll be Kyle Springer leading them at the start-finish line. Luke Varner will fall in line in second. He's got teammate Blake Warren. 2 is inside just by a hair, as the Joseph Strigley Racing Ram of Ryan Griffin in the 16 on the inside line. That 16 truck is running several races this year, but since JSR is full-time in Hardee's and Sony, that truck cannot run more than a certain amount of races. I believe the limit is 7. And there's that truck that won the championship. Different driver this year, but Gatlin Downey in the number 70 jersey Mike Subs Toyota for Anjato, looking to fight his way to the front of the field. As you can see, a couple of stragglers at the back. That's James Ellison in the Crossroads Racing number 10 Wabash National Chevrolet, and the 87 of Samet Austin driving for Sanders Performance Auto Racing. Quite the mouthful, I must say. But Austin, one of those returning drivers, used to run a little Sony Cup way back in the day, but he's finally made his return to the FBRL, and he's running the full season here in the Napa Truck Series. As Chase Dunbar lagging at the back. Mentioned Brett Houck had the start at the rear for failing pre-race inspection, and he's already gained 3 positions, 3 laps in, 1 spot per lap. Also, the drivers who made it in on provisionals had the start at the rear. Those drivers were Ellison, Austin, Dunbar, and yeah, that was it. And then Bob Burns got to re-qualify, but he only got to qualify 36, so Burns not making much of the opportunity. So up at the front of the field, we're starting to see a little 3-wide action as Ryan Griffin's going to pull out with help from Ryan Butcher, looking to take the race lead away from Kyle Springer. 56 truck was driven by 2019 Napa Pro Series champ Samuel England last year. England making the move up to the Sony Cup Series to drive for Red Bull Racing, as Butcher is going to make it 3 wide for the lead with help from Jeff James. And there's the K-Lab truck driven by Griffin, labeled McDermott, voted by the fans to be the scheme running here at Daytona over the Poland Spring Chevrolet that was painted up. And Ryan Butcher, the driver with the most wins in Napa Truck Series history at 3, will lead lap 5. Gonna see a lot of multi-groove racing here at the beginning of the race. The tires should be able to keep these guys flat-foot around the entire track. But as tires start to wear and the laps start to go on, we should expect the inside line to start checking up a bit, and then even the outside to start checking up a bit, most notably in turn 1. As now leading the race is the truck that won this race a year ago. It was driven by Eric DeMax last season. This year it's driven by Jordan Fisher. Fisher got 1 win in 2020, which came at Chicagoland. Griffin is already fighting back to the lead, as the number 23, driven by rookie Andrew Rich for Team Velocity, has made it to the front. All 3 of Team Velocity's trucks came into this weekend without any owner's points, and they all managed to qualify in on time through the top 6. Rich is a known short track racer, dirt track racer at that, in his local town, or city I should say, of Charlotte, North Carolina. Rich finally got the opportunity to bring his talents over to the FBRL. He's looking to have a decent season. The goal, I believe, is top 30 in the point standings. As Cody Goforth for Single C Racing, the part-time king one season ago. Goforth only ran 9 races last year for Anj Auto, and yet he was 26th in the point standings with a top 5, 2 top 10s. His average finishing position was 12th. So Single C bringing in Cody Goforth for this 84 machine, replacing Eric Monaco, expecting big things out of this guy. As Sebastian Kukulon, his teammate behind, making the peak for second. Kukulon left Ditech Racing, which merged in with New Shade Industries. Kukulon comes over to replace Zachary Bilson, who went over to Crossroads Racing. And Kukulon expects to do well in his 3rd full-time season down in the Napa Truck Series. First drivers of the day to lose the main pack, James Ellison and Samet Oskin. They have lost tow with the pack and are running about a second slower a lap to the field. We'll see how long it takes them to be lapped. You see right there, dropped about a second, 2-3 tenths maybe to the 10. Estimations dictate that it could be about 25 to 28 more laps before these drivers get caught. How about Cody Lamas driving for that new merged team of Shade Benyako Racing? Lamas still looking for his first career Napa Truck Series win. He's going to be driving this number 05 machine for several races this season. Sponsored by Nationwide the entire year. The full-time driver for Shea Benyaka Racing is the 83 driven by Zachary DeLello. DeLello ran 2 races last year for Yepes Incorporated. Both those runs were well outside the top 10. How about the 60 True driven by Boston Jones for Caesar Autosport up here in the top 5. Boston Jones ran 1 race last year for Spa at the end of the season, finishing in 41st place after having an issue that was at the Charlotte Roval, I believe. But Boston Jones up here for Caesar Autosport. Caesar Autosport not sponsored completely by Monster Energy this year. They've got Champion spark plugs on the 67 driven by Chase Dunbar. As you look at the back of the field, you can see the other Spa truck of Bob Burns clinging to the back of the draft. We're starting to see them check up a bit at the back of the field, and that checkup is allowing Burns to close the gap back up a little bit off the corner, but then he's fading back on the straightaways. As no signs of Blake Warren or Luke Martin for Breeding Enterprises, but second-year driver Larry Hagan has made it up to the top 5 there. He was just running up through the middle. He's going to duck to the inside behind Cody Lamas. Hagan didn't have an amazing season, but he did finish off strong. Hagan missed 2 races overall, but did get 2 top 10s on the year, and he finished 25th in the point standings. But right now, it's double file, first 3 rows, and then just 3 wide all the way on back. See Griffin getting that good push from the top side. He'll drop it right back down to the bottom, as there's the man that lost the championship by 2 points in 2020. Tyler Black no longer driving for Tommy Roberts Racing. He's switched over to Single Z. And Single C absorbed some of Diego Yepes Incorporated, which included the 28 and the 77. So the 77 now on Single Z Racing. Black lost the championship because he could not outdrive Ryan Acosta through turns 3 and 4 at Charlotte. And that was the difference. 5 points from second to first. 2 points on the championship as Larry Hagan is going to soon pass Ryan Griffin for the race lead. Gatlin Downey looking to follow. And look at the gap between the 88 and the 70. That is not a gap you usually want to have. But with the Beast 09 truck body and package, we've seen in practice that you can get a little bit of a gap and you can still hold the lead. It's almost like there's this bubble of air or something, but teams say otherwise. Teams are saying that some of them did not spend enough time in the wind tunnel, and it looks like Ram maybe spent the most time in the wind tunnel, because right now Larry Hagan is pulling Cody Lamas with him. As Francois Chastain, we haven't talked about Flipside Motorsports at all today. Francois Chastain, one of 3 rookie drivers up at the front of the field. As Flipside Motorsports has 2 rookie drivers, Chastain and Aria Carmona, who ran a race or 2 for Ditech Racing last year. I'm trying to find her on the point standings. Oh, yes, there she is. Aria Carmona, 63rd in the points through 2 races. She was running good at Watkins Glen, got in some trouble. Speaking of Carmona, she's right there on the inside line in the 54 Samsung Galaxy Toyota. And then she went on to finish top 10 at IRP. So Carmona going to be running the full schedule for Flipside this year. Let's see if we can find the veteran driver of the bunch. Where is Jordan Presto? Oh, Jordan Presto is actually right behind her, driving that number 51 Jex Toyota. So 2 of the Flipside trucks making their way to the front as Chastain gets shuffled there on the top. AJ Jones for Young Motorsports running full time for the 12 team again. He got that win at Iowa last year. And don't look now, but it's the man who won at Willow Springs for Breeding Enterprises 1 year ago. Kyle Collins driving the number 22 for Team Velocity. Several races this season in that Tim Hortons Ram. We're starting to see a little bit of a gap between the front and the back of the pack as Bob Burns continues to cling to the draft. Just want to talk about Alexa Luschan real quick. This truck didn't even have a wrap until a week ago, and they weren't sure if they were going to enter the race. But Luschan and the Porkins Crunchyroll Incorporated team got this Ford Raptor wrapped up with the L'Oreal colors, and Luschan got to enter the race, but the 63 truck did not enter, no driver named. And so PCI is running solo here at Daytona. Battle for the lead. Larry Hagan getting challenged by Aria Carmona on the inside line. 2 females on the inside there, Carmona and Luschan. But Hagan with the push from Lamas on the top, going to clear to the inside line as Luke Martin pokes his nose in the middle, making it 3 wide. As Bob Burns has lost the draft. You see on the ticker, Ellison and Austin are over 20 seconds behind the field now, so we'll see how long it takes Burns to fall back to those 2 who have been drafting together. Solo speeds from qualifying compared to practice were about 2 seconds off. Speaking of practice, the 15 of Luke Martin, your pole sitter, was the fastest in practice. Seeing a little bit of a single file here for the top 5. Luke Martin's going to poke his nose to the inside, and Kyle Springer is going to go with him. Springer was leading in the beginning of the race after he got a great jump on lap 1. Fell back a little bit into the pack there. He's made his way back to the front. Same with Luke Martin. And now they're looking to push their way past Larry Hagan, who seems to have the strongest truck at the front of the pack. As far as in the draft goes, it seems to be anyone's game. And while Hagan and Luke Martin are at the front of the field, teammate Blake Warren is at the back. Blake Warren that time by was scored 29th at the start-finish line. Gatlin Downey's back here with him. Cody Goforth back here with him. All these drivers were at the front earlier. As we approach lap 25, it appears that the fall-off is starting to kick in a little bit. Let's just see who we got here at the back. We got Ian Brandt, Zachary Bilson. That is Dewey Schramm the third. There in the 65. Gatlin Downey Incorporated, 2-truck team this year. Same with Young Motorsports. Christopher Jones there in the 57. DJ Smith in the 6. That alliance there with S3 Motorsports not really paying off right now, but this also could be strategy. Could just be waiting in the back unless some chaos unfolds. Talked about Tommy Roberts Racing not bringing back Tyler Black. They've got 2 rookies. One of them running full-time in the form of Roberto Crown Jr. here in the 21, who made a few starts at the end of last year in the 36 truck. Roberto made 3 races and did not finish in the top 10 in any of them. Right behind him is the 34 truck driven by Jeff James. Now, this truck was going to be run full-time by Rubino Gonzalez, but some miscommunication resulted in Gonzalez being let go, Jerry Chen and Kyle Walters being brought on. It was going to be a whole part-time truck. Then Jerry Chen backed out and Rubino got brought back in. So the 34 truck overall getting split by 3 drivers: Jeff James, Rubino Gonzalez, and Kyle Walters. And then, of course, J.D. Martin there on the outside in the 38 machine is running full-time in what is his sophomore season. JD's most notable run came at Willow Springs when he got a top 10 on strategy. JD did miss 1 race and finished 27th in the point standing. So JD looking to use his experience to become the staple driver of the team. Back at the front of the field, hitting lap 28, it's Hagan and Springer leading the lines outside and inside. You've got Ariel Carmona on the top. Same with the 33 of Ricky Freeman Jr. North Border Motorsports out here with identical trucks this weekend at Daytona. Alexa Luchon in the 1, Kyle Collins in the 22. Inside line, you got Springer, Luke Martin, Lamas, Presto, and Jordan Fisher, plus Ryan Griffin. So a lot of experienced drivers on the bottom. But so far, hanging even up on the top is Hagan and crew, as Ryan Butcher is in the middle, 3 wide there in the middle of the pack. We're starting to see a little bit of separation at the rear of the field. Tire fall off has really started to show. You can see Chase Dunbar there in the 67. Dewey Schramm the third. Malik Nevins in the 35. 1 race shy of not being eligible for Rookie of the Year honors this year. If Nevins had run 1 more race last year, he would not be a Rookie of the Year eligible. But he is currently fading in the back behind. These guys are starting to draft back up. Single file, get it in the train line, and just floor it. Now it looks like Ian Brandt might be in danger of losing the pack. Brandt ran part-time last year for S3 Motorsports. running full-time for TJ Smith Incorporated this year. Grant ran 4 races last year for S3 Motorsports number 25. It looks like him, Bilson, and Joshua Michaels are in danger of losing the draft at the moment. Joshua Michaels running full-time for Team Velocity after a struggling Sony Cup Series season last year. Looking to bring some of that Sony experience down here, but no positive top 30 plus results really for Joshua Michaels up in Sony Cup. Bob Burns has finally been caught by Ellison and Oskin. So make the 2-truck train a 3-truck train and increase their pace by a little bit, unless they do something like this, where Ellison decides he wants to go to the inside line. But these 3 trucks are over 30 seconds behind the leaders now and in increasing danger of falling a lap down if we don't get a caution. Hagan now leading single file by himself as they're 3 wide behind them. So they had settled it out back to 2 wide, and now we're just going straight back to 3 wide madness as the tire wear is really kicking up and the pit window is looming closer. Lap 38 to 42, that's the believed pit window. Lamas trying to make gains on the inside line. Luke Martin, Kyle Springer to his outside. Lamas is very familiar with racing Luke Martin, but it must feel a little different in the truck as they got a little close for comfort there out of the tri-oval. When Hagan had to check up a little bit more than the drivers behind them from the looks of it, he moves up to the middle to block the run. But Springer gets to his outside, trying to take the lead away. Leading into pit stops is very, very important here at Daytona. And the front runners will settle it back to 2 wide. Now Luke Martin going to push teammate Hagan. Barely leads it at the start-finish line. You see at the back of the screen, or the back of the picture, Ian Brandt has lost the draft. Bilson has lost the draft. And it looks like Joshua Michaels has lost the draft as well. That'll reduce the pack to 34 trucks on lap 34. See, Brett Houck has really not made any gains since starting in last. He's just kind of been avoiding all the people who haven't had enough speed to stay in the pack. Griffin Lapo McDermott on the inside there, still looking for his first top 10 on his career in the Napa Truck Series. He's hoping he can do it with S3 Motorsports at some point this season. Race is still early, so a lot of things can happen. Right now, Griffin Lapo McDermott in the pack, just inside the top 30. And man, Blake Warren has just been kind of stuck. He's really had nowhere to go to make his way to the front as they're 3 wide for the lead again. This time Springer, Hagan, and Luke Martin. And Hagan gets enough of a run. He'll clear Luke Martin. That'll make it 3 wide for second. Springer trying to get a run to clear the 3 wide himself. That 3-truck pack is becoming increasingly closer. But Hagan, man, has just been so strong here so far today at Daytona. Coming to what will be the completion of lap 37. Gonna hit lap 38 now. We are in the pit window. Back to 2 wide, the field is gone. They were 3 wide just a few laps ago. The tire wear has really split up the pack. Hagan was gonna go low, block Luke Martin. Luke Martin said, nah man, I'm here. And now straight back to some 3 wide there at the back of the pack. As the pit crews are starting to look busy on pit road getting ready. Drivers could be getting called down at any moment. Oh, and somebody there is checking up, and that is Francois Chastain in the 18. He's going to pit all by himself. And that split up the pack because he was inching up the track coming off of 4 and checking up with the hand out the window. And that separated the pack. These guys don't have enough time to draft up. This could really dictate who wins this race. Zachary Bilson also coming to pit road. Hagan, I believe, has a hand out the window because Luke Martin is going to the top. And yes, indeed, Hagan, AJ Jones, Zachary DeLello, and more all coming down pit road here, coming to lap 40. Jeff James on pit road with Jordan Presto. Ooh, a little contact there. Oh, and Ryan Griffin is going to run over Jordan Presto. And problems on pit road. Cody Goforth gets into Ryan Dagby. Oh, man, and that is not what any of those guys wanted at all. Kyle Springer leading on the racetrack. We'll be coming to the completion of the halfway lap. The lap trucks in front of them are pitting. And it looks like Cody Lamas and Alexa Luschan will stay out, as will Kyle Collins. That's Francois, he already pit. Let's see if they can get it all down pit road easily here for this second group. Butcher and Kukalon getting close to all those bumpers there, but they're all going to check up. Guessing the communication on the radio got relayed there. Sony Cup Series champion Luke Martin making his first Napa Truck Series pit stop under the green flag. And it looks like it's right side tires for everybody. Springer will leave first. And Luke Martin will pull out. Oh, right in the Ricky Freeman Jr. Oh my goodness. All 4 tires came off the ground for Luke Martin, and his truck is destroyed. Ricky Freeman Jr. must have hit something hard enough to make it break. And now Luke Martin is smoking and inching along the apron. Wow. No caution. Cody Lamas to pit road. Alexa Luschan has not come down to pit road just yet, but Luke Martin, man, there were some people on that 1 in a million bet that Luke Martin would win every race. Well, that bet just went right out the window as Luschan will bring it down the pit road. Not sure who that will give the lead back to just yet, as that is the 33 of Ricky Freeman Jr., I believe, coming back in because of the damage from the contact he made with Luke Martin. And there he is, poor Luke Martin, Sony Cup Series champion, showing a lot of speed early on here. And man, he is dropping a lot of fluid on the apron. I know it's just the apron, but not sure what the officials are going to do here. It looks like Kyle Springer is our provisional race leader. Where is Alexa Luschan? There she is. Coming out of pit road. Kyle Springer's going to drive right on by. Larry Hagan's in this pack. Ariel Carmona, Tyler Black, Zachary DeLello, Benny Watson, Jeff James, and AJ Jones. With the lap trucks of Bob Burns and Samet Oskin. We remain green. Oh, and the caution was just thrown as Luke Martin pulled into his pit stall. apparently teams are complaining of a lot of oil right at the exit of pit road, and they want that stuff cleaned up. Race officials have noticed. Caution has been thrown. That is going to save Ian Brandt from going a lap down. Now, the field is really spread out, and we've seen a history of drivers running each other over. Under caution before. Oh, and they're going to do it again. Oh, Andrew Rich just got slammed by Ryan Butcher. Oh, Boston Jones has heavy damage. Oh, Ryan Griffin, get it slowed down. Oh, he's not going to be able to. Him and Joshua Michaels just slammed into somebody. Oh, and the 16 is destroyed. Ryan Griffin. Boston Jones. Andrew Rich, a huge hit to the Ram teams. And it looks like they will come to pit road. Francois Chastain included. Oh, Ryan Dagby is coming in. I think he's the one that got run over. But it looks like maybe Christopher Jones a little bit. And that is a tough break to their day. But under our first caution flag of the season. Let's just take another look here and see what happened. There's the 33 coming to the left side of Carmona and right. Oh, just totally bad timing. I'm not sure if that's a spotter deal or what. But Luke Martin pulled out right when Ricky Freeman Jr. was coming. And that's going to put an end to his day. Good and ready to go back racing here in the Napa Truck Series. It'll be 33 laps to go. Only drivers who had damage came to pit road, though I'm not sure if Francois Chastain had damage or if he was just short because he pit by himself a little early. But Ryan Griffin retiring from his damage. So it'll be the Sony Cup Series drivers. One of them a legend in the making. Griffin, Luke Martin, done for the day in the Napa Truck Series. Both of the Sanders Performance Auto Racing trucks of Bob Burns and Samet Oskin are a lap down, as is the Crossroads Racing truck of James Ellison. And the 33 of Ricky Freeman Jr., who came back down pit road when we were still green to fix the damage from the contact with Luke Martin. Kyle Springer will lead them back to the restart. Aric Carmona second. Zachary DeLello is in third. Tyler Black fourth. Larry Hagan, arguably the strongest truck all day long, in fifth. Jeff James sixth. Benny Watson, the other NBM truck, in seventh. AJ Jones eighth. Jordan Fisher ninth. And Chase Dunbar has found himself inside the top 10. Some of the drivers we saw straggling at the back have made it further up towards the front. Green flag is back out. And it looks like that damage has really affected the 33. He is really slow. Somebody call Zachary Fitzwater and get him in the booth because we have lap traffic. Big time slow lap traffic. And it's the 33 truck of Ricky Freeman Jr. holding up half of the field. Lucian was the first one to get held up. She'll jump to the inside. As now Freeman holds up the entire outside line. Ryan Butcher, Dewey Schramm III, Jordan Presto, Malik Nevins, all getting held up here. Oh, and then Freeman jumps right back down to the bottom, making matters worse. But back at the front, it's Kyle Springer leading the way. Here comes Hagan. Restarted fifth, right up the second he went. And Jeff James is going to try and push him past for the lead. It looks like Crossroads Racing's 10 truck and the Spa trucks, if they've got somebody behind them, they can relatively run the same speed. But I believe in terms of sucking up in the draft, those three trucks are about 1 mile an hour or 2 miles an hour off. And that can be a lot at this track. Hagan got pushed to the lead, but Jeff James took it right away. And now look at this. Benny Watson in his first Napa Truck Series start, leading the field at Daytona. It looks like we currently have about 19 trucks in the pack on the lead lap. Last one in that draft is Blake Warren, who was struggling earlier to get any headway in the pack. So he runs 19th. It looks like we've got a handful of trucks that might be able to draft their way back up to the pack. Form of Gatlin Downey, Jordan Presto, and Dewey Schramm III. Malik Nevins is there as well, but it looks like Nevins might be fading a little bit. By the way, this doesn't really matter, but let's take a look at the fastest lap of the race. It belongs to Brett Hauken, the 40 truck, who had to start at the tail. 44.659. Gatlin Downey in the 70s, second fastest. At the front of the field, Tyler Black to the race lead, as Jordan Fisher leads the line to his outside. Looking at the back of the field, Ricky Freeman Jr. has finally been cleared by the field. Let's see how long it takes the pack to catch back up. Looks like Ryan Dagby and Francois Chastain got held up the most. Joshua Michael, Zachary Bilson also straggling at the back. Andrew Rich, Boston Jones, we saw would get that damage. Brian Butcher, Ian Brandt, J.D. Martin, Cody Goforth, Christopher Jones, all at the back. Same with Malik Nevins. And man, Dewey Schramm, Gatlin Downey, and Jordan Presto were able to draft their way back up to the pack. That's insane. 3 wide for the lead between Tyler Black, A.J. Jones, and Jordan Fisher. Talk about names in racing. Last year we had 5 Austins racing in the Napa Truck Series. Austin Miller, Austin Johnson, Austin James, Austin Murray, and I'm forgetting one. But there were 5. Austin Rogers, that's who the other one was. How could I forget? This year, we have a lot of Jones. A.J. Jones, Christopher Jones, Boston Jones. Not racing down here, Bobo Jones, Bobby Jones. A lot of Jones in the FBRL. Jones, 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 man. And by the way, all those Austins I mentioned, none of them are in the Napa Truck Series this season. 0. Austin Miller up to H&S. Austin Rogers, same deal. Austin James, Austin Murray, Austin Johnson, not racing anywhere. So you gotta wonder, was it because of Austin Murray winning the championship? If A.J. Jones, Boston Jones, or Christopher Jones win the championship, will all the Jones disappear too? Meanwhile, Jeff James leading the field here at Daytona. 35 laps to go. And we're hearing that Ricky Freeman Jr. is 6 seconds off the pace. He's topping out at about 175 miles an hour, while the leaders are hitting upwards of 200. And that is going to make things interesting when they catch him to lap him. How about TJ Smith there in the 6 machine for his own team, TGI? talked earlier, 6 and the 9 were at the back of the pack. We thought maybe they were slower than they thought. Maybe it was just strategy. Well, it was probably just strategy because TJ Smith is up here in the top 10. Here, closing in on 20 to go. Benny Watson has been able to hold some of his ground. He's running in the middle. Larry Hagan following Jeff James, looking to maybe get back to the lead. We peeked his nose towards the middle going into turn 3. This pack is 25 trucks strong, 22 on the lead lap, 3 laps down. 3 of them a lap down, I should say. Secondary pack you can see is 23rd to 31st. Ricky Freeman Jr. by himself, and then Joshua Michaels, Ryan Dagby, and Francois Chastain are all together. Larry Hagan is going to go back to the race lead here. Getting a push from Benny Watson. There is a big rookie class for the Napa Truck Series, and the rookie battle is, one of those big things to watch. However, a lot of people feel like because Luke Martin is considered a rookie, as he has never run in the Napa Truck Series before, that's a battle they're not going to focus on. They're just going to go out there and try and run as hard as they can every week and finish top 20, top 15, top 10s in the points. As they're catching Ricky Freeman Jr., is he going to help out his teammate of Benny Watson? Larry Hagan's leading the race. Zachary DeLello, first one on the outside. How's this going to go? Hagan went to look outside and he slowed down. And Ricky Freeman Jr. is going to slow up the whole field. Oh, who's he going to block? Hagan's the first one to get by. Oh, and it's going to be DeLello and others who get hurt here. The inside line will zoom on past. After about 60 laps of commentating by yourself, your voice starts to get a little scratchy and a little harder to control. Hagan leading the line. Also, I've been screaming a lot because somebody said I should be getting louder. Oh, man, Brett Houck. Brett Houck just got turned by somebody. Oh, he's in the grass. Oh, man, that was really close. I don't know how they got it together there. That just split the pack, though. I wonder if Ricky Freeman Jr. being slow had something to do with that. Brett Houck got clipped by somebody. And he should have just gone straight down pit road. But he went through the grass. And he came back up and slammed the tri-oval wall. Oh my goodness. He was racing with Sameta Oskin. Oh, they made a peak 4 wide. Oh, and Oskin just about turned him. And then look at this. Oh, man. That was really close. That could have been disastrous for a lot of drivers, but we are still green. Well, the intrusion of Ricky Freeman Jr. broke up the pack. I'm trying to keep quiet. I'm trying to save my voice here for the finish. Don't think I'm not excited. I just want to save my voice for the finish. The water is not helping as much anymore. Let's put it that way. Larry Hagan leading the field, though. Alexa Luchon 3 wide on the outside line there with Benny Watson and Jordan Fisher. As the pack has been shrunk to 17 on the lead lap and I believe just 1 lap down truck. I don't see the 10. But Larry Hagan, man, once he got back to the lead, he has kept it. Strongest truck all day by far, man. Hagan has just been so strong leading this field, but Jordan Fisher wants that race lead. He's getting a push from Roberto Crown Jr. First time seeing Crown up in the top 10, let alone the top 5. See a little checkup there. Top line's a little more formed up. Hagan, though, getting that push from the top. He's going to lead it at the start-finish line. Oh, and the caution's out. Caution is out for something, and I don't know what. It doesn't appear to be anything on the racetrack. Oh, but now you've got everybody slowing up. Everybody's slowing up again. Do they keep it together? Do more people run each other over? It looks like this time they're going to do it smart. Oh, no, wait. Brett Hauk's running into Samet Oskin. He's not happy with him. That was for almost killing him, turning him towards the inside wall. So Hauk showing his displeasure. That checks up the back of the pack. But it looks like everybody's going to be all set. So Larry Hagan leads. Unsure what brought out the caution. Getting ready to go back racing. We're hearing from track officials that a fan was climbing the catch fence along the back straightaway. And they put out the caution so security could get him down in a safe manner and time. Unnecessary caution resets the field. Now everybody's got to deal with Ricky Freeman Jr. again. Larry Hagan is leading. Alexa Luchon is second. Jordan Fisher third. Benny Watson fourth. Roberto Crown Jr. fifth. Kyle Collins sixth. Blake Warren is up to seventh, man. What a drive for Blake Warren. Chase Dunbar in eighth. TJ Smith ninth. And Kyle Springer rounds out the top 10. All eyes, though, on the 33 of Ricky Freeman Jr. as Sebastian Kukulon's the first one to duck to the inside line. Behind the 33, Cody Lamas will drive right on by along the top side. And Kukulon will peek to the inside line. Ooh, Freeman moves up, and that's going to block Carmona's run. Now, Ricky Freeman Jr., according to our speedometer checker, can get up to 190 miles an hour in draft if you push him around the track for 2 full laps. But by himself, he's only hitting about $175. Only 2 trucks out of this race still. Luke Martin and Ryan Griffin. Oh, and Griffin Lapo McDermott, who's been looking for that top 10 with S3 Motorsports, is going to be the one who gets held up the longest by Ricky Freeman Jr. Will he have enough time to draft his way back up towards the front? And speaking of the front, Larry Hagan is going to lead him to the line. 11 laps to go. Who's going to win this race? Lap trucks are going to become a factor here. We got Bob Burns in the 81, Austin in the 87, and Ellison in the 10. Hagan running the inside line, trying to block Jordan Fisher's run. But Fisher's going to make a move 3 wide. Luchon to the outside of Hagan. Fisher doesn't have any help. He's going to fall back behind the 88. Look at Kyle Collins for Team Velocity. They're trying to win in their first start of the season. Andrew Rich made 2 races for the team last year, as did Chris Dodd, making 1. Ten laps to go that time by at the start-finish line. Kyle Springer's looking for career win number 1. see the packs of trucks behind them starting to all sort out. Right now it's double file at the front. Lucian, Hagan, who's got the better push? Benny Watson's up there on the outside line pushing the one truck. Porkins Crunchyroll Incorporated won the last 2 races of 2020, and they're looking to keep it going with the first win of 2021. Now remember, these drivers only pit once, so the tire wear is really starting to kick up. Lucian's got the freshest tires out there, along with Cody Lamas. They were the 2 to stay out the longest on the first stint. Hagan came to pit road about 2 laps before Lucian did. And we know the top line can get those runs moving. Right now it looks like Hagan's Ram equipment is just a little better aerodynamically. A lot of trucks moving around. We've got about a 26 truck pack, or 29 truck pack rather, counting the lap down trucks. See, Ellison and Burns, I believe it is, are in the middle of this pack. If anybody else wants to move forward, they're going to have to make a move, make it 3 wide. And Lucian, with enough of a run down the back straightaway, she'll jump in front of Larry Hagan. And Lucian is leading, coming to what will be 7 laps to go, but Hagan will peek the nose underneath again. So even around the track, the top to the bottom, Hagan though getting the edge there in 1 and 2. Does he pull up in front of Lucian? He's gonna pull up a little bit. Pulling away from Jordan Fisher as well. So it looks like the 81 of Burns can't quite get to the bumper of Fisher. And there's the 3 wide. Look at this, it's Blake Warren. Blake Warren and Benny Watson just made a move on Springer and Lucian. Warren now jumps straight to the bottom. He was 6th at the line last time by. Now he's looking for what would be 3rd. Side by side with Watson and Lucian. Luke Martin might be out of the race, but Breeding Enterprises is still up here trying to get this dub. Ooh, Hagan's running the middle. Warren is by himself on the bottom. Fisher and Hagan drop back down in the corner. Springer, though, still to his outside. Springer's been strong all day on the top. Oh, and they're going to catch Ricky Freeman Jr. Ryan Butcher back here, Ian Brandt, Ariel Carmona, Griffin Lipo McDermott, Dewey Schramm III, and Francois Chastain. Boston Jones straggling, just kind of looking through the back of the field here one last time. Hagan leading. He's trying to find the way to block both lines. Ricky Freeman Jr. might get caught at the end of this race. Ooh, Springer's right there on the quarter panel of Jordan Fisher. Don't do anything crazy. A caution now would end this race. Warren gets to the inside of Jordan Fisher, but Hagan's giving the draft to the 4. Inside line they go. Lucian's on the bottom now. Look at Chase Dunbar and Gatlin Downey in the middle, trying to push their way to the front. Now Fisher's to the outside of Hagan. He's got to run. Downey drops to the inside line behind Lucian. Warren moves up to the middle. Hagan, oh man, Warren thought better. He checked up. Fisher checks up. Blake Warren looking to the inside of Larry Hagan for the race lead. Coming to 3 to go. There's Ricky Freeman Jr. And Ricky Freeman Jr. will hold up everybody but Jordan Fisher. Oh, and he's going to hold up Larry Hagan the most. Blake Warren, Alexa Lucia, Gatlin Downey, and the lap truck of Bob Burns all racing by Hagan. Hagan's race ruined by a lap truck. Look at the run Blake Warren has on Jordan Fisher. Oh, he throws the block. Fisher moves up now to block Lucian. Downey's right there looking for his first career win. He only made 1 start last year. How about Christopher Jones? Roberto Crown Jr., Kyle Collins, they're behind the lap truck of Bob Burns. 2 laps to go there at the start-finish line. Blake Warren's going to give Downey the inside. Downey with a bit of an advantage. Oh, it evened out. How about Tyler Black racing up from the back? Larry Hagan has fallen down outside the top 20. Warren with a push from Jordan Fisher. Downey doesn't have any help. Jordan Fisher trying to go back-to-back for the 4 team here. They won with the Max a year ago. Fisher wants to get the win for him this year. At the white flag, Fisher's going to get pushed up 3 wide by Lucian. Warren's got to block all 3 lines if he wants to win this thing. Oh, Downey got to his inside. Christopher Jones pushing the 70. Lucian pushing the 8. Down the back straightaway, Warren's going to clear Downey. Can Lucian make a move? Warren wasn't sure if she was going to make a move or not. Lucian following Blake Warren. Blake Warren went winless in 2020. Does Lucian make a move? No! Blake Warren will win the season opener at Daytona. 3rd-year Napa Truck Series driver gets his 2nd career win, and it comes at Daytona International Speedway. What a race. No huge crashes, very uncharacteristic of Daytona. But the finish, the lap truck kind of messed that up a little bit for Larry Hagan there, but what a race. Alexa Lucian going to come home in 2nd. Gatlin Downey 3rd. Jordan Fisher 4th. Christopher Jones 5th. Kyle Collins, Roberto Crown Jr., Tyler Black, Jordan Presto, and Jeff James. That's your top 10. What a race here to open the season at Daytona. Blake Warren, man, 2nd career win. He becomes the 7th driver to win multiple races in Napa Truck Series history. And that'll do it for us here at Daytona. I will see all of you guys in 1 week's time for Phoenix Raceway as we get ready for the first intermediate race on the season. We'll see how the low drag package works around the 1 mile oval of Phoenix Raceway. 94 laps of action next week. See you guys there.